You know, I've been around this world for a long time. I've watched people rise, fall, win, lose, laugh, cry. And I've learned one thing. The moment you start living for other people's opinions, you stop living for yourself. So today, young one, Grandpa wants to tell you something that might just change your life. Stop explaining yourself. Let them think what they want. We live in a world obsessed with perception. A world where everyone has an opinion, and they throw it around like it's the only truth that matters. You'll do something great, and someone will say you're showing off. You'll fail at something, and another will say you were never good enough. You'll walk your path, and people will still try to drag you onto theirs. Let me ask you this: who made them the judge of your life? You see, back in my day, we didn't have all this social media, no comment sections, no likes to chase. But even then, people still had something to say. If I wore my boots a certain way, the neighbor had something to whisper. If I worked late into the night, folks said I was too ambitious. If I rested, they said I was lazy. The lesson: they will always talk. Always. Whether you win or lose, shine or struggle, someone will always have a mouthful to say. So why waste your breath trying to explain yourself? Let them think what they want. Because the truth is, their opinion won't pay your bills, their words won't heal your pain, and their judgment won't write your story. That's your job. Let me tell you a little story. I once knew a young man, bright and talented, but constantly worried about what people thought. He'd overthink every post, every move, every word he spoke. "What if they misunderstand me?" he'd ask. And I told him, "Son, they misunderstood Jesus. You think you'll do better? You could speak the purest truth, and someone will twist it. You could have the kindest heart, and someone will call it fake. You could walk the straightest path, and they'll still find a way to trip over it. So again, I say, stop explaining yourself. Live your truth so boldly that explanation becomes unnecessary. Let your consistency be your clarity. Let your peace be your answer. Because those who truly see you won't need a speech. And those who constantly doubt you, they've already decided to misunderstand you no matter what you say. Let's go deeper. You want to grow, succeed, become the best version of yourself. But every time you try something new, someone asks, "Who does he think he is?" She's changed. Well, you're supposed to change. You're supposed to grow. You're not here to live inside someone else's limited idea of who you're allowed to become. You are not obligated to be who they remember. Growth offends the stagnant. Discipline exposes the lazy. Confidence makes the insecure uncomfortable. So when you start leveling up, don't be surprised when people pull away or talk behind your back. That's not your problem. That's your confirmation. You're moving forward. Let me say that again. Their discomfort with your growth is not your responsibility. Now here's the thing, young one. We're taught that being liked is the goal. From school to social media, we're trained to keep the peace, play small, stay agreeable. But real peace doesn't come from being liked. It comes from being authentic. There's a big difference. Trying to be liked by everyone will leave you exhausted, drained, and disconnected from your own self. You start watering yourself down, hiding your light, second-guessing your moves. And for what? For validation from people who don't even know the whole story? Nah, that's not the life I want for you. I want you to be bold. Be unapologetically you. Make decisions based on your purpose, not their preferences. Stop explaining your dreams to people who gave up on theirs. Stop justifying your boundaries to people who benefited from you having none. Stop shrinking so others can feel comfortable. That's not humility. That's self-abandonment. Let them think what they want. Let them think you're cold for saying no. Let them think you're arrogant for wanting more. Let them think you're selfish for choosing peace. Let them think you're weird, intense, distant, whatever they want. As long as you're living in your truth, walking in your purpose, and protecting your peace, you're doing just fine. You owe no one an explanation for your healing, your growth, your goals, or your grind. You left the party early. You're protecting your energy. You cut someone off, you're honoring your boundaries. You stayed quiet, you're preserving your peace. Not everything deserves a response. Not everyone deserves access to your why. Silence is powerful. Peace is loud in the right places. Now I know what you're thinking, but Grandpa, what if they misunderstand me? And I get it. It's human to want to be understood, but you're not alive to be understood by everyone. You're alive to understand yourself. Spend less time explaining and more time building, less time reacting, more time growing. When you stop chasing validation, you start attracting real connection. People who get you without needing a resume. People who respect your boundaries, not resent them. People who see your heart, not just your highlight reel. The world doesn't need another people pleaser. It needs more people who walk in their truth and don't flinch when misunderstood. Now listen close, because this is the part most people miss. You teach people how to treat you by how much you tolerate. If you keep explaining your worth, you invite people to question it. If you keep justifying your decisions, you invite people to doubt them. If you keep breaking your own boundaries to keep others happy, you'll wake up one day not recognizing yourself. Let them think you're the villain in their story. Let them talk. You don't need to correct every rumor. The truth doesn't beg to be heard. It just stands tall. And eventually, time reveals what silence never had to say. So here's your challenge this week. Practice not explaining. Start small. Someone asked why you didn't text back? I was busy. That's enough. You don't need to tell them your whole day. You left a toxic situation. It wasn't for me. Done. You don't need to justify peace. You change directions in life. I'm growing. Full stop. Watch how powerful it feels. Watch how much energy you save. Watch how your confidence builds. Not because people finally understand you, but because you stop needing them to. Your freedom starts the moment you stop begging to be understood. Let your life speak for itself. Let your actions be your explanation. Let your growth be the only response they ever get. Remember what Grandpa told you. Those who mind don't matter, and those who matter won't mind. Let me know what you think in the comments, subscribe, and I'll see you next time.